You stop on the trail to check your phone. Just for a second. And when you look up, the trail is gone. Not far away. Gone. The trees in front of you look exactly like the trees behind you, and the trees to your left, and the trees to your right. You turn in a slow circle, and a quiet thought arrives. Calm at first, then louder. You don't know which way you came from. It almost never starts with a dramatic wrong turn. It starts with a small one, a shortcut, a prettier side path, a few steps off the trail to get a photo or to let another hiker pass. The woods don't announce that you've crossed a line. 1 minute, you're on a walk. The next, you're a person who is lost, and the only thing that's changed is that you finally noticed. Here's the part nobody tells you. The biggest danger in the woods is almost never the woods. It isn't bears. It isn't wolves. It isn't some dramatic fall. According to search and rescue data and the U.S. Forest Service, most people who get lost on a day hike are found alive, often within a mile or two of where they went wrong, and usually within a day. The thing that turns a survivable afternoon into a tragedy is almost always a decision the lost person made themselves in the first 10 minutes, while they were scared. And there's one instinct in particular, the one that feels the most like helping yourself, the most like being brave, that gets careful, fit, experienced people killed. We're going to get to exactly what it is. But first, the plan. Because once you have a plan, the fear gets a job to do, and a fear with a job is a lot quieter. Step 1. The second you realize you're lost, stop walking. Physically stop. Search and rescue professionals teach a word for this, and it's worth burning into your memory, because it's designed to work even when your heart is pounding. The word is stop. Each letter is a step. S, stop. T, think. O, observe. P, plan. S is the hardest one, and it's the most important. Stop means you do not take one more step until you've calmed down. Plant your feet, take a slow breath in, and a slower breath out. Do it again. This sounds almost too simple to matter, but there's real biology underneath it. When you're frightened, your body floods with adrenaline, and adrenaline is brilliant for running from a threat and terrible for finding your way home. It narrows your vision. It makes you want to move, fast, in any direction, just to feel like you're doing something. Slowing your breath is how you turn that off. You are not wasting time. You are protecting the only tool that's going to get you out of here, which is a clear head. But staying calm is useless without the next letter, so let's keep going. T is for think. Now that you're breathing, ask yourself simple questions, out loud if it helps. When did you last know exactly where you were? How long have you been walking since then? Could you backtrack to that spot, that bridge, that big fallen log, that trail sign? Don't trust the vague feeling that home is that way. That feeling is a guess wearing a costume, and in the woods it is wrong about as often as it's right. O is for observe. Look around, really look. Can you see a trail, a fence line, a ridge, a power line, the cut of a stream? Take out your phone. Even with no signal, your Maps app can often still show your blue dot on a downloaded map, because GPS and cell service are two different things. Snap a photo of where you are right now so you can recognize it again. And here's a quiet question I want you to think about, and maybe answer in the comments later, because your answer might genuinely help someone. Before you read on, do you actually know how to drop a pin on your phone and read your own coordinates? Most people don't, until the day they desperately need to. P is for plan. Based on what you thought and what you observed, you make a calm choice. And for most people, on most days, the smartest plan is the one that feels the most wrong. Which brings us to the instinct I promised you, the one that gets good people killed. It's the urge to keep walking, to push on, to tell yourself, I'll just get to the top of this hill. I'll just follow this stream. I'll find my way out. It feels strong. It feels like giving up to do anything else. but every aimless step you take makes you harder to find. You drift further from the trail, further from your last known point. Further into ground the searchers will reach last. The U.S. Forest Service and the National Park Service give the same core advice, and it is the opposite of your instinct. If you don't have a clear, confident way back, the safest thing you can do is stop and stay put. That's step 2. Stay where you are and make yourself easy to find. Think about it from the searcher's side. When someone reports you missing, rescuers don't scatter randomly. They start from the last place you were known to be, the trailhead, the parking lot, your text to a friend, and they work outward. A lost person who stays put is a target that's holding still. A lost person who keeps wandering is a target that keeps moving away from the people trying to save them. This is also the heart of a program taught to children across the country called Hooga Tree and Survive. The lesson is simple enough for a 6-year-old, and it saves adults too. Once you know you're lost, pick a spot near a landmark and stay with it. And before we go further, this is the moment to mention the single thing that prevents almost all of this. Before any hike, even a short, easy, familiar one, tell one person where you're going and when you'll be back. That's it. That one text is the reason a search starts hours earlier, while there's still daylight, while you're still close. Picture it. You're sitting on a log, and somewhere a friend is glancing at the clock, thinking, "She said she'd be back by 5. That person is your lifeline, and you create them with 30 seconds and a phone. Step 3. Make yourself findable, loud, and visible. Searchers are looking and listening, so give them something to find. If you have a whistle, use it. 3 blasts in a row is a recognized distress signal. 3 of almost anything means help. 3 whistle blasts, 3 shouts, 3 flashes of a light. A whistle matters more than you'd think, because you can blow a whistle for hours, but you can only scream for a few minutes before your voice is gone. That's why experienced hikers clip a cheap whistle to every pack. Make yourself visible too. Wear or lay out anything bright. Move to a clearing where a search team or a helicopter can actually see you, rather than hiding under thick trees where you feel safer, but vanish from the sky. Step 4, and this is the one that quietly saves the most lives. Get ahead of the cold. Here is the truth that surprises almost everyone. Out in the wilderness, the thing most likely to harm a lost, healthy adult isn't an animal and isn't hunger. It's the weather. It's hypothermia. Your body losing heat faster than it can make it, until your thinking slurs and your hands stop working. The Red Cross and the CDC are blunt about this. And so am I. Cold can hurt you even when it's well above freezing, especially if you're wet, or it's windy, or the sun is going down. You can go 3 weeks without food. You don't have 3 weeks. So while you still have energy and daylight and steady hands, build a buffer between you and the cold. Put on every layer you brought. Get off the bare ground, which steals your heat. Sit on a backpack, a pile of dry leaves, branches, anything. Get out of the wind, behind a boulder, a log, a thick tree. If rain is coming, get something over your head. You are not being dramatic. You are doing the single most protective thing a lost person can do. Step 5. Tend to water and your own mind in that order of patience. You can survive far longer than you fear without food, so don't burn precious energy and daylight chasing it. Water matters more. But don't take wild risks for it either. Don't scramble down a dangerous bank, or drink something that'll make you sick if you have any other option. Mostly in those first hours, your job is to stay calm, stay warm, stay put, and stay loud. And to talk to yourself kindly, because panic will keep knocking. Remind yourself of what's actually true. You told someone where you'd be. You stopped early. You stayed put. You're warm, you're signaling, and the most likely outcome by far is that someone finds you, tired and embarrassed, and completely fine. Now let me put you back inside that first moment, because this is where it all comes together. You stop on the trail, you look up, and the path is gone. But this time, your hand doesn't reach to push deeper into the trees. It reaches for your feet and plants them. You breathe. You stop, you think, you observe, you plan. You stay where you are, near that big split rock. You pull on your jacket, sit up off the cold ground, and blow your whistle 3 times, then wait, then 3 times again. You are not a victim of the woods anymore. You're just a calm person, waiting to be found, doing every single thing right. If this gave you even a little more confidence for your next walk in the woods, consider subscribing. There's a whole series here on staying calm and prepared when ordinary days turn sideways. I make these so that the worst day never catches you flat-footed. So here's the truth to carry with you. The trees in front of you will always look like the trees behind you. The woods will never tell you you've crossed a line. But you don't need them to. Because now, when you stop and look up and the trail is gone, you'll know exactly what to do. And that knowledge is the one thing the forest can never take. This is general preparedness information to help you think clearly, not professional wilderness or medical advice. If you're ever truly lost or hurt, your first move is always to follow local authorities and search and rescue teams.